Okay, what is the simplified form of the expression? Number 16. If we are cube rooting something, what we're essentially saying is we need to find out what number is multiplied together 3 times to get what's inside that radical symbol. You see it's a 27 in there. So I'm going to rewrite this, always making sure you put that little index number if it's not just square rooted. It's an implied 2 if it's square rooted. You don't need to show it, but anything else you do. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to say, let's do a factor tree for 27. 9 times 3, 3 is prime. 9 is 3 times 3, 3 is prime. So we can rewrite this as, instead of writing 27, we can write 3 times 3 times 3. Those are equivalent amounts. And why does that matter? Because anytime you see something in there 3 times, since the index here is 3, means you need to see it inside 3 times in order to bring it out once. So we can bring that out as a single 3, and there's nothing left inside, so it is simply 3. And that's B right there. Okay, let's do this next one. Write the exponential expression in radical form. Well, you hopefully know at this point that unless there's a parentheses around this 3x like that, then the 3 is not being affected by the 3/8 power, that exponent of 3/8. It only would be if it's not sitting right next to it like the x is, then it's not going to get affected by it unless there's parentheses saying we're going to make this whole thing the base. Now that exponent is working on all of that. But that's not what's happening. It's just written like that. So that means that the 3 does not get affected by that exponent, and that 3 will be written out front. Now, we're just dealing with the x to the 3/8. The numerator of a fractional exponent is going to raise it to the power. So what we've got is we've got x raised to the 3rd power. That's this. Then when you have a denominator, like that 8, we are rooting it to that. We are 8th rooting it. And it looks like that. So then we've got, as our answer, 3 times the 8th root of x cubed. And if you look, you can see directly above where I wrote it is actually the answer choice A right there. Okay, the 3 stays outside, does not get affected by the exponent, so anything that has it being affected, like B or like D, can't be it. And then it's about putting the numbers in the right place. The numerator is what the power is. The numerator is what you see here, raising to that power. The denominator, that's what you're rooting it to. Okay, so let's do that for the last one as well. We've got that 8 sitting on top. We've got an 8. It's not being affected by the exponent. Let's first write this the way that it is, and we'll write that on the bottom. Okay. We've got x to the 15th, so we've got x raised to the 15th power. That is going to be the numerator of that, and it is 7th rooted. That 7 is the index out there, so it looks like that. X to the 15/7. Now, how could we move that up top to sit right next to the 8 if we wanted to? Well, the way that we would be allowed to do that is that we would give it a negative exponent, that x to the 15/7. So the 8 stays up here. Now we move x to the 15/7 up to the top as x to the negative 15/7. And since there's nothing on the bottom, we don't need to show over 1. We just write it like that. Where do we see that answer? We see that answer as choice C. Done.